Well, I am happy to say I got my Ethiopian Bible in, which has a lot of different things. But how about Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2? They who said among themselves, thinking not aright, brief and troublous is our lifetime, neither is there any remedy for man's dying, nor is anyone known to have come back from the netherworld. For haphazards were we born, and hereafter we shall be as though we had not been, because the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and reason is a spark at the beating of our hearts. And when this is quenched, our body will be ashes, and our spirit will be poured abroad like unresisting air. Even our name will be forgotten in time, and no one will recall our deeds. So our life will pass away like traces of a cloud, and will be dispersed like a mist, pursued by the sun's ray and overpowered by the heat. For our lifetime is the passing of a shadow, and our dying cannot be deferred, because it is fixed with a seal, and no one returns. Come therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are real, and use the freshness of creation abidingly. Let us have our fill of costly wine and perfumes. Let no springtime blossom pass us by. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds ere they wither. Let no meadow be free from our wantonness. Everywhere let us have tokens of our rejoicing, for this is our portion, and this is our lot. Let us oppress the needy just man. Let us neither spare the widow nor revere the old man for his hair grown white with time. Let our strength be our norm of justice, for weakness proves itself useless. Let us beset the just one, because he is obnoxious to us. He sets himself against our doings, reproaches us for transgressions of the law, and charges us with violations of our training. He professes to have the knowledge of God, and styles himself as a child of the Lord. To us he is the censor of our thoughts. Merely to see him is a hardship for us, because his life is not like other men's. Indifferent aren't his ways. He judges as debased. He holds aloof from our past as from things impure. He calls blessed the destiny of the just, and boasts the God of is his Father. Let us see whether his word be true. Let us find out what will happen to him. For if the just one be the Son of God, he will defend him and deliver him from the hands of his foe. With revilement and torture let us put him to test, that we may be the proof of his gentleness and try his patience. Let us condemn him to a shameful death, for according to his own words God will take care of him. These were their thoughts, but they erred, for the wickedness blinded them, and they knew not the hidden counsels of God. Neither did they count on a recompense of holiness, nor discern the innocent soul's reward. For God formed man to be imperishable, the image of his own nature he made him. By the envy of the devil, death entered the world, and they who are in his possession experience it. Whew. We all die. Who are he in possession of? Chapter 3 of the Wisdom of Solomon. But the souls of the just are in the hand of God, and no torment shall touch them. They seemed in the view of the foolish to be dead, and their passing away was thought and affliction, and their going forth from us utter destruction. But they are in peace. For if before men indeed they be punished, yet is their hope full of immortality. Chastened a little, they shall be greatly blessed, because God tried them and found them worthy of himself. As gold in the furnace, he proved them, and as a sacrificial offering, he took him to himself. In the time of their visitation, they shall shine and shall depart about as sparks through stubble, and they shall judge nations and rule over people, and the Lord shall be their king forever. Those who trust in him shall understand truth, and the faithful shall abide with him in love, because grace and mercy are with the holy ones, and his care is with the elect. But the wicked shall receive a punishment to match their thoughts, since they neglect justice and forsook the Lord. For he who despises wisdom and instructs is doomed. Vain is their hope, fruitless are their labors, and worthless are their works. Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Accursed is their brood. Yes, blessed is she who childless and undefiled knew not transgression of the marriage bed. She shall bear fruit at the visitation of souls. So also the eunuch whose hand wrought no misdeed, who held no wicked thoughts against the Lord, for he shall be given fidelity's choice reward, a more gratifying heritage in the Lord's temple. For the fruit of the noble struggle is a glorious one, and unfailing is the root of understanding. But the children of the adulterers will remain without issue, and the progeny of the unlawful bed will disappear. For should they attain long life, they will be held in no esteem, and dishonor will be their old age be at last. While should they die abruptly, they have hope. They have no hope nor comfort in the day of scrutiny. For dire is the end of the wicked generation. Now, to read chapter unique. Maccabean 1, chapter 3. This is about a man who loved idols. Like unto you, sight up before you, these are the most high Yahweh slaves, Abisu, those who died and arose. You have, that you might arise likewise after you did, and your faces shall shine like unto the sun in the kingdom of heaven. And then went with those men and received martyrdom there. At the time they begged and praised, and then bowed to Yahweh. Death didn't frighten them, and the king's judgment didn't frighten them. And then went toward the youths, and became like unto a sheep that had no evil. Yet them didn't frighten him. And on the time them arrived toward them, seized and beat them, and bound and whipped them, and delivered them toward the king, and stood them before him. And the king answered to them, saying, How won't you stubborn ones sacrifice and bow to me creators? Those brethren who were cleansed from sin, who were honored and chosen and feeling good, and who shine like unto a jewel, whose value were wondrous, Selah, Abiah, and Phentos, answered to him in one word. Them told the king, who were a plague, as to I won't bow nor sacrifice to defiled idols that know knowledge nor reasoning. And again them told him, I won't bow to idols that were silver and gold, that a person hand worked, that were stone and wood, that have no reasoning nor soul nor knowledge, that don't benefit them friends nor harm them enemies. And the king answered to them, saying, Why do you do thus? And them who insult them and who wrong them, why do you insult the glorified creators? Them answered to him, saying, As them are like unto a trifle alongside, as to I will insult them, and I won't glorify them. The king answered to them, saying, Me will punish you unto your work, evil measure. Me will destroy your features, attractiveness, with whipping and firm tribulation and fire. Now tell me whether you will give or won't give sacrifices to me creators. As to if this didn't happen, we will punish you by sword and by whip. And them answered to him, saying, As to I won't sacrifice nor bow to the defiled idols. And the king commanded them that them might beat them with a fat stick, and again that them might whip them with a whipping, and after it that them might splinter them up till them, and her organs were side up. And after this, them bound and made them while in jail house up till counsel by money that punished and killed them without niceness, then took and bound them a firm imprisonment in prison house, and them sat in prison house 3 nights and 3 daylights. And after this third day the king commanded that a proclamation speaker might turn in the counselors and nobles, country elders and speakers might turn it, and that the counselors and nobles, country elders and officials might be gathered. And on the time the king Tesserutsadin sat in square, him commanded that them might bring those honored ones, Silsbiah and Ventos. Them stood before him, being wounded and bound. The king told them, when you sat these 3 days, are there really the return that you return, or are you in your former evil? And those honored Yahweh soldiers answered to him, saying, as to that I were cruel, I won't agree that I might worship the idols filled of sin and evil that thou check up. And the criminal vexed and commanded that them might stand them in a lofty place, and might renew their wounds. Then blood flowed the earth, and again him commanded that them might burn them with a torch lamp, and might char them flesh. And him servants did like unto him commanded them, and honored men told him, thou wilt who forget Yahweh law speak, I reward shall abound in the measure whereby thou multiply I punishment. And again have commanded that them might bring and send on them bears and tigers and lions that were evil beasts before them, eat them bones, that them might totally eat them flesh with them bones, and commanded persons who keep the beast with them might send beast on them, and them did like unto him command them, and them bound these honored martyrs' feet, and again them maliciously beat and bound them with tent stakes, and those beasts flung over them while them roared. And on the time them arrived, or the martyrs them hailed and bowed to them, then returned toward them keepers while them roared, and frightened them keepers, them took them toward the square, up till this delivered them toward the before the king, and then killed 75 men from the criminals' army there. Many persons panicked by the one anguishing on the one in fear, up till the king quit him thrown and fled, and them seized at the beast with difficulty and took them toward the lodging. Selah, Abiah, and Phentos, 2 brethren, came and released them from the imprisonment, and bound them and told them, come, make I flee, lest these skeptics and criminals find me. And those martyrs answered them, brethren, saying, if it aren't produced that I might flee after I set up to testimony, as it were, you'd feared go fleeing. And them little brethren said, I will stand with you before the king, and if you dead, I will dead with you. And after this the king were on him lordship, Paul Balcany in sight up that these honored men were released, and that all 5 brethren stood together. Those chief who worked and punished troops questioned that them were brethren, and told the king, and the king vexed and shouted like a wilderness boar. And up to the king counseled by money that punishment all the 5 brethren, him commanded that them might seize and add them in the prison house, then place them in a prison house, bidden in firm imprisonment, without niceness, with a hollow stock. And the king to Stedian said, these youths who wearied me What should these men reason from up, and them work evil, are like unto them power firmness? If me say, them will return, and will make the reason then evil, and me will bring the hardship on them like unto them work evil measures, and me burn them flesh in the fire, and it might be charred ash, and that me will scatter them flesh ash like unto dust on mountains. And after him spoke this, and waited 3 days, and commanded them might bring those honored men. And on the time those honored men approached him, commanded that them might burn in a fire within the great pit oven, and that them might add within it malice work, the flame, the fire, and whereby in them boil a yet, the fat and soap, berries, sea foam, and resin, and sulphur. And in the time fire flamed in the pit, and the messengers went toward the king, and them said, we did what thou commanded, we send the men who will be added. And him commanded that them might receive and cast them in the fire pit. And the youths did like unto the king commanded. And on the time that honored men entered toward the fire, and gave them souls to Yahweh, and when the person who cast them aside up, angels received and took the souls toward the garden, where Yitzhak, Abraham, and Yaakov are, where feeling good joy are found. I really am excited to read this. It finally came in English. Excited. Catch you guys in the next one. Hi, Lori.